Hey there, everybody. Michael Lepore here with Sarasota Vascular Specialists, and I'm here to talk to you today on Whiteboard Wednesday about peripheral arterial disease and some important points of things you really need to know. Who's at risk for peripheral arterial disease? Well, it's really most of the people in Sarasota because our population is certainly a little bit older and most folks over the age of 65, but it's not just age. It could also be anybody who has exposure. Those types of exposures are to things that are fun that we all like to do, but they're not great for us. That's like eating the wrong foods, smoking cigarettes, too much alcohol. All of those things contribute to the development of peripheral arterial disease. You can't run away from genetics. And if you have genetic predisposition and a family history of peripheral arterial disease, then you're a setup for that as well. So if you look up at the whiteboard right over here, we start with normal. Think about an artery. This is a cross section, like it's cut in right through the tube, an artery that's coming up tube. The artery is coming out at you right now. Think about it almost like an onion. The typical normal artery has 3 layers to it: an outer layer, and medial layer, which basically is the muscular portion of the artery. The outer portion is called the adventitia. And then the next layer in, which is the media, is the muscular layer that allows our arteries to expand and contract. And then the inner layer is called the adventitia. The adventitia is important because it basically gives off all types of endocrine-based materials that help our bodies to not clot or to clot, and they become important in the development of atherosclerosis. What basically happens is either from high blood pressure or an injury to the vessel, you get a little nick or like a little rent in the artery. Let's say it's down here where something kind of causes an inflammation right in that area. And then the next thing that happens is you get deposition of all materials that start coming in: cholesterol, platelets, other types of things. And over time, the next thing that starts to happen is the development of plaque, which is atherosclerosis, and that's this. So you can see this would be the plaque. The only area where blood is flowing is right through this area in the artery, and that causes the narrowing in the artery. The risk to this is that as this plaque develops, sometimes it can become unstable so that the cap that's here actually ruptures. And as it ruptures, it can spew material out into the body like this. If it's in the neck and it's, for instance, the carotid arteries, that can go up into the brain and that can cause a TIA or a stroke, transient ischemic attack, or an actual stroke, which causes brain death. If it's in the legs or the arms, some of that material can flip down and then ultimately it ends up at the smallest artery in the body, in the digital arteries in the hands or down in the toes, which can cause some blockages, blue toe syndrome, and other types of problems that ultimately can lead to ulceration and other problems. As the atherosclerosis progresses, the degree of stenosis becomes more involved, and typically greater than 60% to 70% is what we consider to be hemodynamically significant, causing pressure changes, which can make somebody ultimately develop some symptoms, depending upon where it is. This is the basis of atherosclerosis and peripheral arterial disease as we know it. And I'm going to be talking to you about how it affects different parts of the body on another Whiteboard Wednesday. Thanks for listening to me today.